She locked the bedroom door that night. Not with anger, not with tears, with indifference. I just don't feel like it anymore, she said, scrolling through her phone, casual, detached, like she was canceling dinner plans. That was the first night of the strike. Weeks turned into months. No affection, no warmth. No explanation that made sense. Just excuses, headaches, stress. You're overthinking. I stopped arguing. I started observing. Because intimacy doesn't die without a reason. It gets redirected. We weren't always like this. I remember the early years, the late-night conversations, the way she used to trace circles on my chest while we talked about houses we couldn't afford yet, vacations we'd take one day. I built those dreams brick by brick. When she wanted to quit her job to figure herself out, I supported her. When she said she needed space to grow, I funded the space. The studio apartment for her projects, the new car, the credit cards in my name. I believed in us. That's what made the silence louder. Because intimacy isn't just physical. It's presence, eye contact, laughter that lingers. She stopped offering all of it, but her phone never left her hand. The discovery wasn't dramatic. It was quiet. One afternoon, she left her laptop open. I wasn't snooping. I was bringing her coffee. A notification popped up. A name I didn't recognize. A message preview that said, "Last night was worth the wait." My chest didn't tighten. It cooled. Ice-cold clarity. I didn't confront her, not yet. I took photos, screenshots, transferred, copies to a private drive she didn't know existed. Then I hired someone. A discreet investigator. Cash payment. No digital trail. Within 2 weeks, I had everything. Hotel receipts. Time-stamped footage, patterns. She wasn't on an intimate strike. She had simply outsourced it. That night, I looked at her across the dinner table. She smiled while texting him under it. I smiled back, because pain is loud. Planning is silent. I didn't explode. I adjusted. Every shared account was quietly restructured. I met with my lawyer under the guise of updating estate documents, asset protection, trusts, business restructuring. I owned the house, the cars, the investments. She owned access, and access can be revoked. I moved funds gradually, enough that it wouldn't trigger suspicion. I closed credit lines, reduced limits, shifted property titles into protective structures. Then I waited. Revenge isn't rage. It's patience sharpened into a weapon. The execution began on a Tuesday. Her card declined at brunch. She called me, embarrassed laughter in her voice. "Babe, something's wrong with the account." "I'll look into it," I said calmly. I didn't. The car lease notification came next. Payment reversed. She confronted me that evening. "Did you change something?" I looked at her the same way she looked at me months ago. Indifferent. "I just don't feel like funding it anymore," I replied. Her face shifted, confusion, then irritation. This isn't funny. Neither was betrayal. Over the next week, reality unfolded around her. The studio apartment lease terminated. Subscription services canceled. The supplemental cards deactivated. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I mirrored her strike. If she could withdraw intimacy without warning, I could withdraw provision without apology. The confrontation came when she realized it wasn't temporary. She stood in the living room, arms crossed, demanding answers. "You can't just cut me off!" I handed her a folder. Printed screenshots. Hotel receipts, dates, times. Her color drained. Silence filled the space she once starved me with. "You were distant," she whispered. "No," I corrected softly. "You were distracted." Tears came next. Then excuses. Then blame. "You weren't emotionally available." I let her talk. When she finished, I spoke once. "I built everything you're standing in. You chose to share yourself elsewhere, so I reallocated my resources accordingly. No shouting. Just truth." The divorce papers were already prepared. She hadn't known that part. Infidelity clauses. Financial protections. Evidence attached. Her lawyer called mine within days. Negotiations were brief. She walked away with what she brought into the marriage. Nothing more. The studio apartment, gone. The car, returned. The lifestyle, revoked. The man she risked everything for? Married, predictably. He vanished the moment consequences appeared. Affairs thrive in fantasy. They suffocate in reality. The final moment wasn't in court. It was when she came back weeks later. Not for love. For help. Her voice was softer. smaller. We can fix this. I studied her. The same woman who once withheld affection like it was leverage. The same woman who assumed my loyalty was unconditional, my provision automatic. She hadn't changed. She had simply lost comfort. I already fixed it, I said. And I meant it. Because revenge isn't about destruction. It's about correction. She thought intimacy was optional. I showed her that so was everything else. Now I sleep in a quiet house. No locked doors. No hidden messages. Just peace. People assume revenge is explosive, dramatic. Mine was surgical. She staged an intimate strike. I staged a financial one. Only one of us underestimated the consequences. And she has never changed. But I have. I no longer beg for warmth. I no longer finance disrespect. I invest where there is loyalty. Everything else, I cut off.